Hey, what's happening? It's Bill Smith. Today we're going to talk about parents bullying 6th graders. And it all starts here. Billy Bush, the Anheuser-Busch heir, charged with assaulting a 6th grader at basketball practice. So this guy is a Bush heir to the Anheuser-Busch fortune. Okay, if you're from the Midwest, if you're from St. Louis, you probably have a vested interest in this conversation. I've spent a lot of time in St. Louis. I have family there. Anheuser-Busch is central to St. Louis's entire market. It's like one of the biggest companies in St. Louis, and they have like Busch Stadium, and I mean they're very, very important. They were a very important family. So what happened basically is, there's some conflicting information about this, but essentially, the incident began in November 2017, so this is several months ago, when the boy and Bush's son, okay, so I don't know if they're billionaires, they're very, very wealthy, scuffled in line during a basketball practice at a prep school in Creve Coeur. So basically, this is wealthy people all sending their kids to the same wealthy school. Obviously, you're going to have some egos. All right. And basically what this came down to was two kids at basketball practice, 11-year-old 6th graders, right, roughly. So 6th graders at a basketball practice, and two people want to be at the front of the line. So you got some competition for, I want to be the leader. That's what that sounds like to me. And you got this Bush kid who, I'll just tell you about this. Okay, so Billy Bush's dad is named Adolphus Bush the Fourth, I think. So you have a fourth. Now, anybody who's ever known a junior or a third, right? That's like family lineage stuff. There's a huge amount of ego tied up in that. Now you got a fourth. So you have a fourth line of a heir of a family dynasty that runs the beer business, one of the biggest beer businesses in the world. Certainly, I mean, at one point, 2 out of every 1 beer sold in the United States was an Anheuser-Busch product. So, yeah. So you got this other kid going, yeah, no, I don't care who you are, bro. Get behind me, And the kid didn't like it, so they got in a fight. So I guess they slapped each other around, and then Billy Bush, okay, great grandson of beer baron Adolphus Bush, came off the stands, walked over in the middle of practice, and basically slapped this kid around. And he said, "You don't bully my kid." Used a bunch of really obscene language. They quoted it. Billy Bush is 6 feet tall and 195 pounds. It's like an average size of man, right? But he's picking on an 11-year-old. I just don't think that's the best way to handle this. And your kid is just going to he's going to get it worse, because then all the kids in his class are going to say you're a coward because you can't solve your own problems, and your rich daddy has to do it for you. That's what they're going to say, these kids. So he's just going to get it worse. You're going to make it worse. So he backed this kid up, slapped him in the face, made his nose bleed. The boy said that he tried to take a swing at the man, right? Probably outweighs him by close to 100 pounds. Tried to slap him to get him away from him, but Billy Bush kept coming at him, pushed him out of the lobby, and pushed him into a wall at the base of a stairwell, resulting in the boy hitting the back of his head against the wall. At that time, the boy's nose began to bleed. So he hit him in the face. He may have pushed him, but he pushed him roughly, or he punched him in the face. This is a grown man punching a sixth grader in the face. Now, generally, I've seen parents deal with this, you just separate the kids, You give them a little talking to and hope they get along. This is the worst possible way to manage this. And he's on tape. Okay, he's on tape. There's a video showing the two boys shoving and trying to slap each other after arguing who was in front of the line. So this is just a fight between two sixth graders, right? And a parent comes off the benches to beat the other kid up. God, So anyway, they lawyered up at this point. The parents didn't want to press charges of the kid. They said immediately, they're like, we don't want to press charges because this guy is like a local celebrity. We have no, Like, they just don't think that justice is going to be done. And that sounds familiar, right? You know, powerful people in the area who are well plugged in. You know, are they ever going to be held accountable? I don't know. It makes me think. Now, while I got you here, I want to tell you about Anheuser-Busch, because this is extremely important for you to understand. If you're an America First guy, MAGA, Make America Great Again, if you're that kind of guy or woman, this is not the beer you should be drinking. Okay? Now, everybody thinks Anheuser-Busch is as American as apple pie. But they're not. They're owned by a Brazilian-Belgium beer company now. So this guy, I think this is his dad, Billy Bush's dad, so August Bush the Fourth. Maybe that's his brother. I don't know. It's a big family. This article talks about how he had a girlfriend who was a former Hooters waitress, divorced mother of an 8-year-old. He just this is just, you know, a wealthy guy who wants a good-looking woman, I guess. Anyway, it kind of goes on to talk about some stuff. I think that they just lost control of their company over time, and they were bought out. But I can't remember everything, and I've tried to dig. Okay, these articles are a few years old at this point, so they're not showing up under news, but one of these guys was instrumental in selling out the company, because Anheuser-Busch was taken over by a hostile takeover by InBev. Now, since then, InBev has gobbled up every beer company they can get a hold of. So after InBev came along, now, again, this is a European company, European-Brazilian company, so Europe and South America. It's not the United States, it's not American. They bought up Anheuser-Busch. Then, they actually took over Anheuser-Busch for like $52 billion. Then as soon as they got Anheuser-Busch, they went after Miller for $100 billion and acquired them, creating the world's largest beer company. So if you're drinking Miller Genuine Draft, if you're drinking any of those products, if you're drinking Anheuser-Busch, you're not drinking American products anymore, my friend. You know, I have family members that have drank Budweiser since, you know, there's pictures of them with a can of Bud in their hand when I'm like 2. And, you know, these people that have been lifelong drinkers of Anheuser-Busch switched. And I know a couple of them switched to Miller. And then now they're drinking Coors Light. And they hated Coors Light, but they won't drink anything that's owned by a foreign company. They now own 28% of the global beer market. Global. Okay, that includes everything. Gave up ownership of the Miller brands by selling its 58% stake in Miller Coors to the Molson Coors for $12 billion. Previously, Miller Coors was owned by S.A.B. Miller and Molson Coors in a joint venture. So this is a big deal. I know it's probably not interesting to a lot of people because you don't follow business. But all you got to know is that, like, this American company that you think you're buying American, drinking American, enjoying American, but you're not. You're enjoying Belgium Brazilian, and they haven't stopped there. Okay, they're scooping up local companies. Okay, this is a local brewing company out of Oregon, and this isn't the only one. They realize that the craft beer market has taken off, so now they're trying to gobble up all these little companies, and these little companies sell out immediately. Well, I mean, what are they going to do? They want that money. They say they're brewing beer because they like it, but they want that money. That's why they started the beer business. They want the money. So when someone comes along and offers to buy you out, gives you more money you never thought was possible, they're not going to hang on to these companies. It's the same problem you have in the tech world. Rich, powerful people wait for entrepreneurs to do the hard work, take all the risk, then they come along and write a paycheck. Write over a takeover check. And that's how it works. I got some more stuff I'm going to show you. Okay, this is, you know, how one generation ruined Anheuser-Busch's legacy. They've totally destroyed St. Louis. St. Louis is an American. I mean, American as it comes. And, you know, this kind of just gutted us. Gutted St. Louis. Gutted America when this happened. So now they're going after this. And Billy Bush is involved now in this craft brewing. You know, Kraftig and all kinds of other stuff. And he's also been doing some other nefarious stuff. So it says that Billy Bush this is another thing in St. Louis. It's called Grant's Farm. It's a place that people go. They have Clydesdale horses there. It's iconic. It's a place that you go. And Billy Bush bought this out, I'm pretty sure. And it was just an animal park, like a zoo, kind of dedicated with like a beer theme. It was the Anheuser-Busch, kind of a thing that the Anheuser-Busch family did for the city of St. Louis. And, you know, it looks like the family now, Billy Bush has tried to buy it out, and the siblings, so his siblings are worried that he's going to tear it down, turn it into a subdivision, build houses out there, try to get rich. We just don't believe a startup company that he is dealing with has the legs to support Grant's Farm into future generations. Now, Andy Bush seems like somebody who understands what his name means, where he's come from, the responsibility that he owes the city of St. Louis. And he's worried that his brother's going to rip this thing down. And the St. Louis Zoo was going to buy it, okay, but they didn't. There's just a lot here, and it all started with Billy Bush assaulting this kid. You know, that's why it's up here. I put that up here just so I can show you. Oh, also I can't upload custom video tiles anymore to YouTube. So that was kind of just a quick report about the Bush family. Okay, Anheuser-Busch is owned by foreign companies now. Don't buy that beer if you can afford to not buy it. Okay, don't buy Miller. I'm not even sure if you should buy Coors at this point. But that's all the time I have. This is Bill Smith. Please like and subscribe if you like this type of video. Till next time, thanks for watching.